Chaos and the All Else Failed records were kind of started by Jesse calling them Tooth and Nail.
Which was funny because Jesse and a couple other members of the band had been very vocal about Tooth and Nail, against Tooth and Nail and Solid State in the Press. And it was almost funny, but it was also kind of sad when they did another record as well, because it seemed very half-hearted. It was a record that definitely, I thought, paled in comparison to some of the records. But there were some classic songs on that record as well, but still it was, in my opinion, you know, the Liberate self-titled Blood and Fire era, and even the new record to me was a return to form for the band. But definitely that time to me, thinking back and working with the band, the turmoil they were going through, the turmoil that we were kind of being drugged through with them, it was a bleak time for the band, a dark time.
Century Media, me and Corey had flown out there. They wanted to sign us. And Sanctuary wanted to sign Zao.
We wanted to do another record basically for money, because all of us were in complete disrepair and financial ruin because the band wasn't, you know, doing whatever. And
so I basically tell Tooth and Nail, we've got another record in us. I had written like 3 to 3, Free the Wolf from his Cage song, whatever. Freaking Angel Without Wings, which was like, I'd started really doing some stuff on my own. I put out something called Oceans. I was talking to 2 labels. It was before like Gods, that whole thing in my brain had happened, but I was fully functioning on writing songs by myself and them not totally sucking and having people say, oh, this is good, you know, you need to work on this, blah, 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 but this is good stuff.
They would sign it and do it again if we did Parade of Chaos, and then if we would re-record an old record so they can actually have some, you know, a new version of these songs or something to sell them again or whatever. So, I mean, it was definitely motivated by financial reasons. Not that we made that much money, but it was enough to get us by.
I worked out a deal, a money deal with Tooth and Nail for me and Scott.
I remember Jesse kind of coming to me going, look, me and you write the songs, we can do this and make this X amount of dollars, and, you know, I don't know who we should get to sing.
He started coming to my house. I'd finally had my first little Pro Tool studio. He started coming to my house, and we just wrote everything in, I think, less than a week. Put it all together on some V drums, did demos, went to Barry's, busted it out, and it was really like strange. Like, I think for both of us, it was the first time where like we weren't concerned about like the quality of it at all, the quality of anything we were doing. I mean, I know I wasn't, and I don't think Scott was really, because he just didn't really, we were on the same wavelength. We were really miserable. We thought the band was kind of a joke. At the time, I hated him, and I know he hated me. I didn't hate him. I've never hated him, but I know he hated me. Definitely. It sucks to say that, but, you know. So, I was like, Zao's manager, Ryan, has been one of my best friends for years, and I had called him because Dan was out of the picture totally. It was me and Scott, like, period. That was it. And we started just being like, should we do a record with, like, a guest singer? Like some random guy like Zao and friends, you know? We talked to Ryan about possibly singing on it. Corey, there was a breakdown really bad when the breakup thing happened before Parade of Chaos. And frankly, like, no discredit to Corey, but no one had seen him, and me and Scott wanted the money. I was asking you, Ryan Downey, and just being like, you know, what should we do, blah, blah, blah. And like you said, you actually told me, you know, Dan should be the singer on the record, no matter how bad. If like you wanted to do it or somebody else wanted to do it, Corey, it was like, that was the constant thing. That's why Dan, the magic of Dan, you know, he, you know, I don't dismiss whatever, you know, and I'm glad, you know, they're at a point now where like a band is a band, and that's what I always wanted, and it wasn't meant for it to be that way, you know, but, you know, so we went with Dan.
Thank God you convinced him to have Dan sing on it. Because I don't think, I don't know, I'm pretty sure that if Jesse would have came to me and not had Dan singing on it, I wouldn't have done the record, I don't think. Just because, why destroy a legacy of a band for pretty much nothing anyway?
He actually flew down. Credit to him, this is amazing for all you screamers out there and singers or whatever. He recorded all of the vocals to Parade of Chaos, which a lot of people don't like, but I think is a cool, heshed out, weird dimension of Zao that we had always wanted to explore. I mean, on all the songs I played guitar on, I tuned the guitar to E standard just to be an asshole and played a hollow body. And this is the most anti-metal thing possible, and it was funny, and we felt just like we were just cheating everybody, but in the end it came out cool. Like, recorded the drums on a 72 Slingerland with one tom, a floor tom, snare, cymbals, that was it, double bass pedal. And Dan came down and in 3 days did all the vocals to Parade of Chaos without really hearing the songs, and all of the vocals to the cover of All Else Failed. He was only there for 3 days. I was just like, geez, he's a machine.
I didn't hear any of the songs on Parade of Chaos. I got a CD of the music in the mail, and all the songs weren't even done. And I got a CD of the songs in the mail 2 days before I flew down to record. So I had 2 days I had all the lyrics pretty much ready. Obviously things change once you hear the songs, and you have to make adjustments, and that takes time, but, you know, I had 2 days. And I did All Else Failed, the re-recording of that.
And at the same time did probably the worst musical thing of all of our careers, like redoing something as awesome. And I'm ashamed of it, actually. I mean, we had nothing to do with the layout, first of all. There should have been liner notes from the original members. The label left us out of it completely.
I was adamantly against doing this All Else Failed remake from the beginning. Number one, I think the biggest reason why I wasn't into it was because the first record that they did, the All Else Failed original record, had so much passion in it, because that band was right when they began, and that was right when they were starting to get a little bit of, coverage, and people were paying attention to them, that, there was a fire on that record. And for us to just